Yo, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. I'm KT, your friendly neighborhood personal trainer, and today's video is going to be an info video, nutrition specifically. Now, have you ever found yourself on a weight loss journey, or you've been on several diets out there? None of them seem to work, so you're kind of in this up and down, on a diet, off a diet, on a diet, off a diet trend again, or are you simply came to this video for educational purposes? For any of those reasons, this video is for you. So let me start with the bad news. The bad news is I fooled you. Yes, I believe that dieting for weight loss is a terrible idea. So in this video, I'm going to cover why I think that, but then also provide you with some tips on a better way of going about it. So stay tuned. First, let me cover what I am considering a diet. So for me, that is simply just a way of eating. By definition, via Merriam-Webster, for example, it states that a diet is food or drink regularly provided or consumed. So just a way of eating. However, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to go over what diet culture considers a diet to be. So going off of a website called Very Fit, let me actually just pull that up so I can get the definition spot on. They state that a diet states that it is the pervasive belief that appearance and body shape are more important than physical, psychological, and general well-being. It's the idea that controlling your body, particularly your diet, by limiting what and how much you eat is normal. To be clear, a normal diet would be, I am choosing to be vegetarian, for example, because I do not morally believe in the idea of killing animals. The meat that I consume makes me feel sick, so I am choosing to be vegetarian for my own well-being, and this is a diet that I will most likely continue to follow for the rest of my life. However, a diet culture diet would be, I am choosing to restrict my carbs severely, even though I really enjoy carbs and even though they aren't making me sick or providing me any kind of discomfort, simply for the fact that I would like to lose 20 pounds. And then once I lose those 20 pounds, I'm going to go back to reincorporating those carbs into my diet. So on one hand, one is a means of changing your diet that is going to continue to make you happy, and it's something that you can see yourself doing for a long duration of time. The other example is more so restricting a diet, making yourself very unhappy for a short period of time in the hopes of achieving a goal you might not even reach. Just to make that clear. So you may be wondering, well, why are you against this? I am against the latter, this restrictive diet. Now, if you are a bodybuilder and you're preparing for a show, then okay. If you have a wedding coming up or you're going to enter a beauty pageant, so you have to go on this restrictive diet until the end of that show, then okay. Why this is okay is because those people know that this is not forever. They know that they're on a short time frame to reach a certain goal, and they are aware that once that goal is over, they're going to go back to a normal, or not goal, but once that event is over that they were preparing for, they're going to go back to eating a different diet, they're going to regain weight, and they are okay with that. Like, they understand that these things are going to happen and they're okay with it. However, on the other hand, when you go into a very restrictive diet for a temporary time period, but you want to lose forever weight, that is where the issue comes in hand. And that is what I have a problem with. This is where the concept of yo-yo diet comes in. We try a diet that we know that we cannot maintain for a long period of time in order to lose weight. So the journey begins to start sounding something like this. I'd really like to lose weight. Let me see what's the quickest way and most effective way I can do this. Perfect. Found a diet. Let's do this. I hate this. I can't really eat carbs. I have to skip out on all these events. Can't even drink the drinks that I like to drink. Can't even eat the foods I like to eat, but I am losing weight. Yes, totally just reached my goals. Down to 15 pounds. All right, we're done here. Let's go back to eating the way that I truly enjoy. Some time passes. Oh my God, I've regained weight and more. How do I weigh more than I did before I even started that diet? All right, let's find a new diet. maybe one that's a little more manageable than last time, because the one before was making me very, very, very anxious, sad, and depressed. Here's one. Let's try this one. Some time passes, I hate this diet, this is so terrible. We're down the weight again. Cool. Back to eating the way that I truly enjoy. And the cycle starts over and over and over and over again. So we're going to this cycle of finding a diet that we think we can do long term, doing it for a short period of time because we hate it, actually reaching the goals, which is good, but then we crash because we go back to the way that we were eating before because that was what is enjoyable for us, gain the weight back, plus sometimes more, and then we go looking for a new diet, and then the cycle starts over and over and over. I mean, think about it. When you ask someone about where they are in terms of weight, they will usually tell you, well, I've gained this much weight over the past 10 years, but I want to lose that much weight in the next 30 to 90 days. I mean, do you see how that sounds? Now, I'm not saying it's going to take you 10 years to lose it. I'm just saying have a more realistic timeline, because it didn't take you 30 days to gain all that weight. So it's going to take more than 30 days to lose it all. And that is a part of the problem, is this lack of patience. You already don't want to do the workout. You already don't want to go on this restrictive diet. And then on top of that, you're not losing the weight that you were expecting to lose, that you've been suffering to try to lose. I mean, it's no wonder that you quit. And quite frankly, I'm glad that you did, because this is not good psychologically or for your physical well-being. And don't be insane. Once you establish that this didn't work, don't continue to repeat that pattern expecting a different result. It's time to switch it up. Another reason that diets don't work is science. So let's take a look at weight loss as a whole. Apart from the things that people ignore, like your hormones, your genetics, your stress levels, other health issues, and etc., the premise of weight loss is this calories in versus calories out equation. Calories in being what you consume on a daily basis, so the food that you're putting into your body. Calories out is a combination of what your body burns at rest, so what it does to just keep you alive, whether you're just laying in bed all day long. It's the calories that your body burns to keep you functioning. Then you have NEAT, which is your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. These are things like me right now, moving my hands, blinking, tapping your fingers, snapping, doing things like that. It's just very small, non-exercise movements that you're doing that is still causing your body to work. And then you have the thermic effect of food. So what your body spends energy-wise digesting the things that you eat. And then the last mode of calories out is just intentional exercise. So actually going on that walk, going to the gym, rowing, skiing, skating, other means of moving your body. So all four of those contribute to your calories out. So let's play with some numbers. So let's say you eat 2,500 calories a day. And then with the combination of NEAT, the thermic effect of food, what your body burns doing minimum activity, and then also what your body does with intentional movement throughout the day, you burn 2,500 calories a day. So you eat 2,500, you burn 2,500. Together, that is 0. So you would stay at the exact same weight that you are based off of that alone. Now, let's say you wanted to get into a weight loss journey. So you would have to go into a calorie deficit, meaning the calories that you put in are going to be less than the calories that you put out. So, for example, if you eat 2,500 calories, you would need to then burn 3,000 calories. So you have two options there based off of what I just said. Either increase your activity level or decrease the calories you eat. Now, most people decide to decrease the calories that they're eating because it's a lot easier than trying to burn more calories. Think about the time. In a 1 hour workout period, you might only burn 150 to 200 calories. So do you really have another hour and a half of your life to do some more movement, or can you simply just skip out the donut and save 150 calories right there? So that seems to be easy, right? You're like, okay, KT, boom, I'll just eat less. Simple, right? Well, no, that's actually wrong. And this is the part that people tend to miss. So congratulations, you're in this calorie deficit. You are eating 2,500 calories a day and you are burning 3,000 calories a day. So you are in this deficit. However, once you begin to lose weight, so does the amount of calories you burn. So now the thermic effect of food It doesn't cost you as many calories. You just moving your body, around all day, your body has less weight. So it's going to take less calories to move your body around. So now the amount of calories you burn is coming down. So if the amount of calories that you burn is decreasing, but the calories that you're eating are not decreasing, you're no longer going to be in a deficit. Let me put that into an example. So you were burning 2,500 calories and you were eating 2,000 calories. So we're in a deficit. But then you start to lose weight. So now your body is now burning, let's say, 2,100 calories. But if you're still eating 2,000 calories, yes, you are still in a deficit by 100 calories, but it's not enough to make a difference. So in order to continue to make a difference, you're going to have to reduce those calories again to maybe 1,800, 1,600, somewhere around that range, which is fine. But how long are you going to be able to do that until you get to a point where you're just not eating anything? Let me be the first to tell you that 1,200 calories is what the recommendation for a child is. You, being a functional adult, should be eating way more than 1,200 calories a day. So there's only going to be so low you can go before your body starts to jump into the survival mode, because they're like, what the hell is happening? We need to eat more food than this. Another reason that dieting quickly anyway can sometimes not work is that your body doesn't want to lose weight. Yes, that's the sad truth. So once you start rapidly dropping weight, your body's going to be like, oh my goodness. And it's going to ramp up your appetite because it's going to want you to eat more to stay where we are. Or it's going to really severely slow your metabolism because it's thinking that you aren't getting proper nutrition. So it needs to hold on to your fat stores to keep you alive. So then you run into this issue of needing to manipulate your diet by maybe like severely dropping your calories one day and then eating normal calories one day and then dropping your calories. And again, how long are you going to do that before it gets old? And then finally, the last reason that it doesn't work is for those things I mentioned earlier that people tend to ignore, which I will cover in a later video in the future. But things like your genetics, your hormones, your stress levels, things that affect weight loss, and really just understanding your body. What 10% body fat to someone could be 20% body fat to you. There is a plateau when it comes to body of where, based on our genetics and hormones and things like that, where we're able to go. So it's more so about being content with what is considered a good, healthy, and happy weight for you, because maybe you're not able to get to that 8 to 10% body fat, but maybe you can be happy at 20 to 21. Okay, Casey, so you covered why I shouldn't diet. So what should I do instead? Well, the first thing I want to say is find a diet that works for you. Stop procrastinating and just change your habits. Prime example. Diet culture is a billion-dollar industry. Have you ever realized or noticed that sometimes someone will be feeling very sick, right? They'll go to the doctor. Hey, doctor, my heart, my lungs, whatever. Doctor runs all the tests, all these things. They come back and say, hey, well, my recommendation will be that you change your diet and increase your activity level. And that person will leave the doctor's office feeling so disappointed. They're like, this issue I'm having has a very simple fix. Now, side note, that's not always the issue. And again, diet culture. Sometimes doctors can look at an overweight patient and just assume that the diet is their problem. The exercise is their problem, and that's not always the case. But a lot of the times that it is. It's a very simple change, but because it involves us changing something within ourselves, we don't want to do it. We'd rather dish out hundreds, thousands of dollars on a medication or a quick fix than to do something as simple as changing our way of living. And no, it is not easy changing our habits, but it is simple. I have already made a video before. It's called Nutrition 101. I'll link it here in this video. You can feel free to watch that. So I won't cover all the things in that video, but here's something I will say in this one, and that is to start small and start with very small changes. Trying to do way too much at once can leave you in a deprivation, have you feeling really antsy and unable to continue with the changes you made because you made them too big. So if you start small and gradual, you can get there. If you currently eat fast food 4 times a week, reduce it to 3. If you currently go out for wine, beer, cocktails 3 times a week, reduce that to 1. And what you'll notice is as you start to reduce your intake on this, you'll realize that what you thought you enjoyed was something that you were more so addicted to or just had a craving for because that's what your taste buds got accustomed to. You do have the ability to change your taste buds. I believe we get new taste buds like every 10 days or something like that. So that's where that comes from. I'll give you a prime example. So when I was in my younger days, I used to eat a lot of McDonald's as kids and teenagers do. There's a time where I decided that I was going to cut out fast food, so I did. A decade later, I recently had McDonald's fries for the first time in a long, very, very, very long time, like over 8 to 10 years. They were hot, they were fresh, and nasty. I was like, I cannot believe I spent so much time thinking that these were the best fries in the world when they are so nasty. Now, maybe the formula has changed in 10 years, but when I talk to other people that still eat McDonald's, they still think the fries are fire. My taste buds are like, this is very nasty. So sometimes you're just so used to eating something, you're so used to that taste that it tastes good to you. But once you leave it alone and then go some time without it and then try it again, you're just like, I don't even enjoy this. Think about people that smoke. Almost every single person I know that used to be a smoker, when they are around smoke, they can't stand it. They're like, oh, this smells so terrible. I don't know how, like, you can just sit here and be around the smoke. And yet they smoked for 20 years. So it's like you went 20 years in this environment of all of this smoke and having your clothes and your furniture and all these things smell like smoke. And it didn't bother you. But now that you have been removed from this and no longer smell this on a day-to-day basis, it now stinks to you because you had that change. So sometimes it's not that we actually want something. We're just used and accustomed to it. And then piggybacking. You get what I'm trying to say. Going back to how your taste buds change over time, slowly start to incorporate more fiber and vegetables into your diet. Sure, right now, maybe broccoli, Brussels sprouts, and sweet potatoes don't sound that appealing to you, but the more you start to eat them, the more you will grow a taste for them. So it can work in the reverse. And experiment with new recipes, as I mentioned in the previous video. Use some seasonings, try some sauce, do different things to make you enjoy this. When people tell you to eat your vegetables, they're not saying you have to just eat it steamed, plain, raw, crude, and nasty. You can play around and try to learn to like these flavors and find the ways that works for you. On top of that, these kind of foods are very low in calories, but they're very high in fiber, nutrients, and satiation, meaning you're going to stay fuller for longer. So imagine eating less food, but still feeling full to last you a meal or two. So it's kind of just like an ideal situation for people trying to lose weight. Another prime example to myself is that slow, gradual change. So I'm not saying you have to go from eating how you were eating before to just eating a whole full plate of vegetables. It's that small, gradual change. So for me, it started with vegetables being my side dish to over time becoming my main dish. It's like now most of my plate is full of vegetables, but it didn't start out that way. And then my last and final tip is going to be movement. So yes, you are going to have to move. Again, I'm not saying you can go from absolutely no movement to all of a sudden working out 5 days a week, because that might be a lot, but slow and steady, gradual changes. You can start that with just twice a week, taking a walk for 30 minutes, and then you could increase that walk to a more brisk walk. Maybe you want to incorporate swimming or biking or things like that, other kinds of movement. Your 30% body fat can then go to 25% body fat. And then you decide, well, let's pick it up some more. So you incorporate another day of exercise. So now we're up to 3 days of working out. 2 days being that low, steady cardio, and maybe 1 day is your strength training. So now your 30% body fat went to 25% body fat, and now it's at 20% body fat. And maybe you were happy there. So the changes you made to get there, as far as the activity level and the way that your diet is, you're going to have to continue to do that to stay at that 20%. And that's fine with you because, again, you did it slowly. So you're happy with the way that you're eating. It's a diet that you enjoy, and you pick activities that you enjoy. So you don't mind continuing to do them from now until maybe the rest of your life. Who knows? And then maybe 2 or 3 years go by and you decide, I've been at this 20% body fat for a while. Yeah, I look good. I'm happy with it, but let's challenge myself. Let's see if I can get to 18%, 17%. So then you kick it up a notch again. You change something else about your diet. You incorporate a 4th or 5th day of exercising, a couple more days of weightlifting, a couple more days of maybe you start doing HIIT now, so that high intensity interval training to kind of challenge yourself to reach that level of body fat. Point I'm making here is all slow and gradual, and it's going to take time. It could be a year, it could be 5 years, but the thing is that it's a journey that you're going to continue moving through versus trying to go from 30% body fat to 10% body fat in a 30-day period. Like that, it's just not going to be realistic or healthy for you. I could definitely spend more time diving deeper into these tips, but this video is already getting long, so I'm going to wrap it up now. In conclusion, take your time with weight loss. set small goals and make small changes by altering your diet and increasing your activity level, and you will reach your goals. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and feel free to share with someone that you think could benefit from this information. If you would like to see more content from me, then feel free to subscribe to my page. I do my best to try to post at least once a month right now, and we'll increase that as time goes on and I get more freedom. My comment sections are always open, so if there's anything that you would like to suggest or anything that you would like to learn more about, don't hesitate to drop that suggestion in the comment box. I do read them, and I will be open to making content on things that you guys want to see. And as usual, what we do on this channel, don't forget to crush it.